fix things. Well, we're live, so anyone that wants to say hello, then say hello.
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 Right.
Alright, okay. Well, hello everybody. Hook, how are you doing?
Oh, that question again. Hello,
My
everyone.
question. You're gonna get it every week. Used to it.
Right?
So, yeah,
So,
but
let's introduce our guests.
Oh, okay then. Fine.
Almost everybody
Change it up a
already
bit.
knows him.
Hello.
yes, we have the Vulong with
I
us.
was here not so long ago.
Yep.
So hi again, everyone. I'm once again really tired, so
Yeah,
I might sound tired.
fair enough. Anyway, let's start. Well, let's just get on to it, to be honest. Right, what's happened in the recent patches? Well, we've had some more minor patches. Bringing in an entire mech. The G2 Assault, what do we think?
I won't call it an entire Mac.
Oh, okay, half a mech.
They said it's a minor update. It's kind of half true because they released the Mac after all, but it's G2 version. It's supposed to be an alternative version of the Assault. And let's just say the Wulong, V-Dragon, and Aragon from our clan were really the only ones looking forward to it, as I could see on the forums. I mean, before we actually tested it. And I kind of agree with Xacius and most of the people on the forums, because this map and the bunker map in the previous patches, it kind of feels rushed, at least that's my opinion. And this map is not really viable.
No.
No, yeah. Our hopes were destroyed. Horribly.
See, I had my hopes up that you know, an idea of an alternative mech. I liked it, you know, expand on what we already have. It's not a bad idea, you know. I guess you don't always want to add something in totally new, but yeah, I can't really say they've done it well.
I would like to see more weapon loadouts, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
This mech is, I don't know, not the way to go.
yeah, it does depend on what you're looking for, and I think it wasn't entirely clear what their intentions were with the mech, which they did clarify a bit later, but it is just a bit of fun is the impression I get with it, but it's alright for a while, and then you go back to something that works.
Yeah, that's why so many people got confused.
Yeah, it's a strange beast. It wasn't really clear what they wanted to do with it, and the communication wasn't clear on that. And even with the quickly released tuning patch, because they kind of changed some numbers with it, I still think the Mac as it is, I mean the design of it, that's not viable, because it has a great disadvantage without a secondary, and it doesn't have any burst weapons on it. And you know, heat management is in Hoken, except for the incinerator, of course, is kind of basic stuff, and there is no point to hold down both of your, not to hold down both of your mouse buttons with this mag, because the weapons share the same heat pool.
Yeah. Basically, as I said before, there is no edge you can apply your skill to.
I think the G1 is still superior to this one, and I'm not sure.
User was moved to your channel.
It's alright, don't
Hello?
worry, continue. Continue.
So I'm not sure what they're gonna make with this GT series, because they announced they're gonna release more mechs like this. I'm not sure they're gonna release more mechs with just, I mean, a double primary weapon, because let's hope they won't do that. Well,
Yeah.
go on in the meantime. I'm just catching up with my drafts.
Sorry, I'm distracted fixing everything, because everything's not
An
working.
image, please. The yellow blob.
There you go.
Doing it for me.
You have
Thank you.
something.
Oh, I'll have a quick look. I hope it's good.
That's how I feel right now.
One major worry I have, if they are going to go through, yeah, I approve of that image. If they are going to go through with the G2 idea, I mean, what are they going to do for other mechs? I mean, you look at the Scout, what's that going to have? 2 flat cannons. I don't want to come across that thing. Sorry. I don't care how much of a fan you are of the Scout. No, no.
Yeah, it
You know
does.
what? I actually agree with you as a scout pilot.
Yeah, it sets a precedent that I don't think anyone's really all that comfortable with. Because, like you say, for things like the Scout, what do you do? Do you go for the dual flax, dual heat, that kind of stuff? Or let's think about the Bruiser. What's that? Unless it's going to be another Gen 2 assault, or it's going to be dual
And then
Hellfires.
what about the poor Raider? Poor Raider, that thing cannot survive without the Corsair. There's no way. You can't remove that thing.
Guys, as I said, I'm not sure they're gonna release every G2 Mac with the same double primary loadout.
No.
How about if they release something with a double secondary, like double Hellfires? Let's think about that.
Yeah,
Or what
Bunker will
about
be
the
even more
Reaper?
fun.
Because the Slug and the Sabot Kia is kind of redundant as it is now.
Don't know. To be honest, I would like not to see any more G2 Max.
Well, they
Agreed.
said it's gonna be a series.
Listen to the damn community. We don't want them.
Well, I think this Mac was just made for the feels, which is kind of strange because they changed the sound of the Vulcans, but not the actual model. Like as they did with the Incinerator, because the different primaries are the same model, they just changed the textures. But I think this time they haven't even changed the Vulcan textures.
Well, if you look close enough, it is a pretty, it's a pretty lazy job because, well, just remember the opening state of the Mac.
Yeah, it took quite a bit. What, 2 patches to get it to where it is now?
I think only one. Yeah, it's only one now.
About the new content in general, I think I could live with slower update times when it's about content, because it's kind of feel like since they released the game on Steam, I know it's not fully released because it's still early access, we have kind of, like I said with Bunker Map and with this G2 Mac, it kind of feels rushed to me.
Well, yeah, the quality drops down just because we're trying to get more content as far as we can, as fast as we can.
I still remember when we almost had no interaction and no updates for months before Ascension.
Yeah, I remember that. We all remember that.
And it had a really bad
They
welcome.
were the dark ages.
Hawkins Middle Ages, yeah.
Yeah, I was drinking
Still
for the
better than
entire week to
releasing
forget that.
half-baked stuff.
Mm.
Let's just find a golden path between the two. That would be awesome.
You know, we're trying to do that for how long? For 1 year maybe now, and we still can't do it. I don't know, for some reason.
Let's talk about community suggestions about the G2 weaponry.
Yeah, how to fix it.
Wulong
I
had an
had one.
interesting idea, yeah. Please tell.
Basically, add the secondary fire mode, which applies to both weapons. And it's a burst fire mode, just like one we have on real life guns. You can provide the link to my suggestion because I can, because
Alright, yeah,
chat
the
doesn't
chat
work
is
for
a
me.
bit broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Do
There's
we
a-
have the link for it, Wulong?
Wait.
Somebody suggested a double toe mode. I don't think
No.
that's gonna work.
No,
That's-
no. Look, if it not, Quake Live doesn't even allow you to carry 2 rocket launchers, okay? That means Hawkins shouldn't. Just don't do it.
Okay, there's the
It
link.
won't end well.
Yeah.
Give me a sec, I'm gonna paste it to the Twitch chat.
Yeah, I'm not expecting all the Gen 2s to
Here you
have
go.
the duals primaries. So I'm expecting some more interesting combinations. I think what their idea with it is just presenting another way of playing a class that isn't necessarily completely competitive and as solid
Yeah.
as some of the
But
other
this-
R's.
this
It's
is-
just
this is
another
the
way
thing
of
I'm getting
approaching something.
confused. This is where I get confused. Do they actually understand the current meta? Because it just doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like it matches it. It's as if they're completely oblivious to how the game is played. I mean, did they even play in the US
Well-
servers anymore?
Let's try to be
Hmm.
positive. Even with the buffed sustained fire weapons, these two
Fingers
Vulcans
crossed at the moment.
are even inferior to the G1 Assault, which only has one as a primary.
Yeah.
What
The
if-
the idea behind it's good, but the implementation is bad. That's
I
the
don't
case.
think even the idea was good. How about another suggestion AJK made about constant spin as a secondary fire mode for them? That would make it a bit badass. I mean, without firing, just walking on the map, and both of your guns are constantly spinning.
Yeah. The thing is,
You
that's an
fire
ability.
them.
So that's an ability that we've been asking for on the original Vulcan for ages anyway, just the ability to keep that spin up beforehand.
I remember
So-
Time Splitters Future Perfect implemented that pretty well. Because what they did was, you had the two modes, you could either charge up to fire, and it overheated because, you know, obviously it's got a lot of rounds in it. But what you do is, you have it automatically spinning, but it was already like a quarter heated up. And it worked quite well, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it's been implemented before in gaming, so it works, so I don't see
Yeah,
why they shouldn't put it in.
Turok also had it. A lot of different FPS games also had this constantly spinning minigun concept.
Is that the G2 worn out? Or have we got anything else to talk about? I mean, what can we say? It doesn't work.
Yeah, let's talk about some other community suggestions about weapons. Like Fake News suggested something about the ELC, Pure Amazing's favorite weapon in Hokkien.
Ooh, can't wait to hear this.
Because the thing with ELC is meleeing is not really relevant since they introduced the air compressor and it became the new meta. Everybody's flying and, you know, they won't step on mice anymore. And he suggested some small magnetic field of some kind. If you shoot really close to a flying mech, it will attach itself to it or detonate in there or something like that. What do you think about that, Fury?
Well, like I said before the show, because we had a quick conversation about it, I'm not up for buffing the EOC. I would happily see that thing just be removed from the game, and I'm happy it's not being used at all. But if it were to get a buff, which I don't know, it just doesn't sound right to me that we should balance around the air compressor. If it's causing a problem, why balance around it? You look at the technician. You know, you don't balance around that because that thing's causing so many problems at the moment. And at the moment, it's just such a massive reliance. I mean, you walk around. Oh, look, two people. Well, normally, you know, you could take on two people. Maybe it'll go well. You pull some fancy tactics. Not if there's a tech there. No, you're doomed. You might as well just run, but you can't run because you just get killed. You know, with the health being so low. I don't agree with balancing around the air compressor. I don't know how to fix the air compressor. I don't know. Removing
You can
it
just
is-
remove it as well.
You could,
but-
but it's just so far implemented in the current meta, there's going to be a lot of annoyed people, and I think it might
Yeah.
cause a lot of problems
Yeah,
community-wise.
the issue with the air compressor is the fact that it exists in the form that it does. That it's an item, an internal that you have to pick in order to use it. That's the issue with it. So yeah, it's a case of all or nothing, which is something we've said before, and we said it on the last show.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't think that's changed really. So
Speaking of meta, let's talk about different stuff I see coming up nowadays. Like V009 has a really cool signature on the forums. It says, to all new Hawken pilots, press spacebar and hold to enter God mode. And that's actually works now. You know.
Wow.
Told you.
I mean, being such an old player as myself, I never thought I'd hear that before, but okay.
Yeah, I just met a player whose least tactics is only consists of jumping on someone, pressing the ability on the berserker and holding down the mouse one, you know, with the Vulcan. And it's kind of annoying because there is no skill involved.
yeah,
And this is just like when we had with the Raider and the Broken Shield. I think you guys still remember that made a lot of
Yeah.
people rage quit the
Oh,
game.
yes. Raider in the AOC. EOC, that combination, that pretty much crashed the game for me. I didn't play for like 6 months or so because of the EOC. It just ruined the game for me.
And don't get me wrong, I'm really glad they buffed sustained fire weapons, but you can now also strike people with it.
Scary.
Yeah, I played against low-ranked assault with SMC and he had a tech, they probably played in a party because they always ended up on the same team, and the tech only followed him. And
Yeah.
assault never even tried to dodge. He just went in a straight line like a Terminator.
Oh, what do you
because
know?
He could pull
What's
that
the
off.
what is the key part of his plan? The tech.
Yes, that
It
was
causes
it.
so many problems. Get
And the
rid of it.
SMC is really strong now, and he could kill scouts utilizing dodging and cover tactics because he had a tech. Just because of that, and because the systems fire weapons were kind of buffed.
I don't know. It's interesting because just, a couple of weeks back we were there complimenting on how the game feels improved and everything, and here we are realizing the consequences of what they've done. They've just, created more balance problems, and it just seems to be taking a while to sort out, which is really annoying me, but hey.
Just what's been said in the chat by Dracoslayer, they should never have made mechs accurate while flying. It's interesting because they did that in order to make the flying items or internals relevant.
Yeah.
And this is the end result of it. Of that, it's just that accuracy that's changed that has suddenly brought the air compressor and that into relevance, and all of a sudden it's everywhere.
The assault rifle is just as a sniper laser rifle in
Yeah,
the air as on the ground.
Basically, flying has no drawbacks now.
Yeah. So there's a few things that have all kind of come together to create this current issue of flying mechs at the moment. So this is kind of interrelated with a few different things. But it's interesting that if you suddenly made them inaccurate, then the air compressor and that would suddenly be irrelevant again. So I think that was Meteor's issue from what I can figure out, is how do they make the air compressor relevant, and it's kind of, well, possibly it shouldn't be, and possibly it shouldn't be there.
And who to blame? We blame all those people who are asking for it. For about an entire year they were asking for it.
Yeah,
And here we are, they've trashed the game. I applaud you people, I applaud you. See, this is
Yeah, but I actually don't remember so many people asking for air compressor or even flying being viable.
I remember a lot of people asking for that on the forums, even for the 180 turn in there.
Yeah, the 180 turn thing,
that.
certainly.
You see, I don't think the 180 turn's a problem for the mid-air. I think...
Well,
yeah,
it's not a
just
problem, it's
hidden.
totally useless. I only saw one guy using it. It was still when it was, released for testing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never
Haven't
seen anyone
actually
use it.
seen nobody using it in an actual live match.
So,
But I think it's the whole internal system sucks right now because there are, so to speak, some dead internals like evasive device and some other stuff I don't remember the name of. You know, the one that was nerfed to the ground.
And just like they said about tuning, there are some required builds. If you don't go with that build, you are out of the game. Just
That's
air
bullshit, actually.
compressor. You can't really customize your Mac with it, because if you don't choose the same everybody's using, you have a disadvantage.
I don't know, I never actually faced that issue.
Never?
Because,
Even on maps like Uptown or Origin, which is kind of vertical, and I faced another scout, completely the same weaponry, but he had an air compressor. And that was a huge advantage on his part. Talking about you, Karnak.
well, I don't know, I was always tuning my mechs, depends on which side of the mech I want to use. If I, for example, wanted more firepower and more armor, I was just, going for that.
Vodka people
And
are actually
I don't think
boycotting.
that-
Sorry.
And I don't think that the builds that I were using were so popular.
Was
But
not
anyway.
so popular?
The builds that I were using.
Oh. Okay. I just wanted to say that Vodka people is actually boycotting air compressor now.
Good.
They're not using
Same
it.
with me.
Well, I guess me and
Well-
Gook have been boycotting items, to be honest. We've been using items for a while now.
Well, considering
Especially
that
defensive.
A classes are really fragile now, I think their compressor is a must-have for them, because
It is.
I feel kind
That's
of
the problem.
that A classes is in a bit of unfair place in terms of HP. Because you
What
can
do you
really
mean? It's
kill
too
him
low?
really fast. Yeah.
I'm happy
Well,
with it actually now that they increased it by 5%.
I'm
Well-
still of the opinion it should go up just a little bit more, just to hit a sweet
I'm
spot.
happy
But
with
I
it.
was,
You just have
I'm
to know
happy.
when
I
to
just,
pull out.
Well, I'm not against it. I don't know. Sometimes I feel a bit guilty because basically they
Because you
should.
alpha strike someone.
No, not just that, because they basically should run away after they got hit by a single tower. Well,
If you are
it,
playing a
it's
scout
not
which
how it
can
used to
zigzag
be.
around, he deserves to lose his health if he got directly hit with a single town. You know, I'm playing a scout, and if I'm in the situation, I know I deserve it.
Well, yes, still I feel kind of guilty sometimes.
Well, let's talk about other new stuff in the patch, mostly cosmetics. Have you guys checked the blue screen of that thread?
Yeah, I've put it on my
Yes.
assault.
It's nothing.
it looks awesome. I'm pretty sure I saw someone say it sucked and was like, "What are you on about? Get out of here!" I'm sorry, it's genius.
Yes, I've seen some community fan art with it, and it was actually like, well, we needed that, and it was not really a hard choice. And it affects only the monitor part, so you can actually keep your camo applied to
Yeah.
the chassis, and that's I really want that on elite parts as well. They should work on that. And another stuff is the Xbox chassis, which used to be the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
guys
so,
remember.
so long
That's
ago.
ugly as hell.
I like it. I haven't actually. I think I don't want to change my Macs because they already have a personality. Like I don't really want to change my current sharpshooter. But I like it. I really liked it in closed beta. I think it was
I
last in
think
closed beta.
I think one thing they should do is within each mech, you'd have like so many cosmetic loadouts. That makes sense. So you can just switch between what you want to look like. You'll have 3 separate cosmetic sets. You just switch between them, rather than
Oh,
having to go back into the garage and go change everything around manually.
okay, like a preset that you've already set up, and you just choose which one
yeah,
you want
but
at the time.
just for cosmetics.
That'd be nice.
I think it would be nice.
Cosmetic preset, like in a really similar looking flight game.
Yeah.
Yes.
know what I'm talking
yes.
about.
Yes, that one. So.
It almost feels like you're playing Hulken in the air. I mean, the graphics and the art of the game is just so similar.
Yeah, the styling's very similar.
Same engine.
Yeah.
Same stuff.
Yeah, not just the engine of the maps and everything, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah, never mind.
Let's talk about the squad match feature instead.
Oh, the lack of it.
Yeah, the one we don't
yeah,
have.
We don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already mentioned it
there's
in the
nothing to
last
talk
episode
about.
when we talked about the TPG League, but yeah, there is something to talk about because as you guys have seen, I made a thread about it, and it's not just attention grabbing. I don't want your likes, guys. Please don't just like it. If you want squad match feature in your region, post something there.
It's
And-
stupid, isn't it? We have to show interest. What do you know?
Yeah, I contacted support about the lack of the squad match in other regions, and that's why I made that thread, so to show common interest. And I would like to ask everyone to come on there and please refrain yourself from flaming. Just it's sufficient enough if you just bump it and just write down your sub-region.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to let the devs know that we exist.
Yeah, we do. We're alive. We're here.
Pay attention to us, please.
Yeah, we're gamers too. We don't just log into your game for the sake of it.
Yeah, we're giving you money as well.
Yeah. Quite a bit in some cases, but anyway. So.
And as I said last time, we have very passionate players in Europe, and I think we showed some art from Napasaka last time, and
Yeah.
guys, check the new Fight Club thread I created on the forums, because he is the one responsible for the new awesome flyer. He even animated it. That's his specialty. He made a similar looking glitch effect to the previous Fight Club logo. I like it.
Oh, hail the graphic from Russia.
Well, their styles are kind of different, but yeah, I'm really glad to have both of them. I mean, I'm really thankful for them for making stuff for me.
Yeah.
Really.
That's the Prosk logo they've used on the for the Steam bundle was Erathix, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
I think so. It's almost identical to the one he did ages
Really?
ago. Yeah, a good while
No,
back.
that
One made.
Prosk logo is also featured in the Hawking Genesis comic books, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I looked it up. And it was before Heretic made his own.
Yeah.
I think his logo one featured an octopus or something. He also made
Yeah.
company
Okay.
logos with animals.
I'm not sure where I got that from, but
But this bird is not his, if I'm correct. Yeah. I don't think you guys gonna see it. Yeah, my hand is in the way.
yeah, I can see it. Well, I can see it just about. But so.
Next topic, I assume. It's just Hook's handling it all tonight. I'm lacking of topics. I apologise.
And lacking of
Well-
webcam and internet as well.
Yes, sorry. I apologise again, but it's fine. I have my avatar.
Let's talk more about the Fight Club, because we are trying out a new game mode for the first time. It will be a team elimination game. So not like a 1 versus 1 we played before on the deathmatch server. We actually are going to use a missile assault server, because if we don't capture silos, and we shouldn't we don't need to wait for the maps to cycle.
Yeah,
We
it'll
get
just keep
kill
going.
each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
You actually lose base HP if you kill someone. I think the base loses 3 HP
Yeah.
if you kill someone, but we can just go on. And since we are lacking the squad match feature, and I want to have organized teams, we are trying to use the party system, and that's gonna be painful, because there's no way making sure you end up on the same server, because you can't use the server browser while you're in a party. The party size is limited to 3 people,
Yeah.
and you can't join on a friend.
Yeah. We'll just have to try it out, see what happens, really, won't we?
So we should just spam the matchmaking and hope
Yeah.
it's gonna end up on the same server. So a little bit about the rules. It's still gonna be 1 versus 1, but in teams. Like each team gonna choose a champion for itself that's gonna face the other team's first champion, and if someone dies, his teammate is gonna replace him until one team completely runs out of people. But the twist of it is repairing is not allowed, so you can't use repairing internals, repair charge, you can't pick up the cookie, and you can't use your repair drones.
Yeah.
That's actually something Chrono suggested, because even if you lose, but you manage to damage your enemy, that gives your next teammate some advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. It stops you going into the next fight just back where you started, doesn't it? So. Yeah. It sounds interesting anyway. So.
Yeah.
Just,
So guys, head out to the forum and let's form teams.
if you give me a second, I will chuck a link in chat for that. If I can find it. There we go.
And Fantas, can you show the picture I sent you?
Yeah, sure. I'll just switch to that.
Alright. Wait, I'm gonna
There we go.
go
The
and
first
watch
one's
it
up.
as well. Wait a sec. I want to say something about it, but sorry, I kind of forgot who's the guy who made it, and I want to credit him. Here you go. Goes by the name of Scornshell, and he used the online Lego designer, and he made some cool looking Lego concepts. This is not the first time someone made something Hawken related out of Lego. Pastoris did his own CRT as well, and some other guys did before him.
Yeah.
And
So Shell did
but
a
still,
Rocketeer, didn't he? Good
yeah,
while back.
still, I think Hawken and Lego goes hand by hand. They really suit each other.
Let me just switch to the next one. Yeah.
He uploaded this to the Steam page of the game, and he also created a thread on the Hawken forums. So make sure you like it.
Yeah.
It kind of look like a Scout. It could be an alternative version of the Scout.
Yeah, it's similar kind of shaping as it, with the hammerhead. So, right, I'll just switch back to webcams
It will
now.
be the G2 version of. I would buy it.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to see the GT versions looking a bit different as well. A bit more.
Yeah,
So in
that's
terms of the chassis and stuff.
Different looking. Yeah, it has a silly looking antenna on the top of it.
Still looks better than the Xbox chassis.
No, I like that. It was even featured in the previous installation of the training. If you guys remember that,
Yeah.
there was an Xbox
Yeah.
chassis in the garage, but it didn't have any textures on it,
Yeah.
and it was still gorgeous without textures. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I wasn't really bothered by it, so but it was certainly recognisable from a distance. So.
Yeah, that chassis really is going back in time for me.
Yeah.
I really liked using it because Sharpshooter was really overpowered back then, and I really enjoyed pissing off Deus Ex with killing him CQC with a Sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Now you can't do that, sadly. Even
Well,
with the power shot.
You can still piss him off,
Not
but
sadly. Yeah, that works. Speaking of which, I still really hate the crosshair, but I read something about crosshair changes coming. I'm not sure if that was actually announced by developers or just someone said it on the forums, but someone said they're gonna make custom crosshairs or even the ability to change crosshairs tied to meter credits. And
yeah.
I don't want that because that's actually something that affects the game, because the current one is just, it's like it's not even there.
No, it's
Can't
a
see.
functionality thing, literally, of the game, rather than being part of the meter or a device or something like that. It's literally related to playability, so
Not
that
like a
needs to be
camera.
something that's completely open to choice.
Here's my question. How much would it cost if they were to do it? Because let's just face it, it can't take long to make one of them.
Still, it's not about the
No,
cost.
I'm not.
Even if
I'm
they
not.
are just
I'm
asking
just
for
more
one
pointing
metal
out, would
credit.
they tag some kind of rip-off price of 400 MC for something it took them 5 minutes to make? That's what I was getting at.
Like the black, the plain black camo, or the pink one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
Oh,
that,
the
like my
imagination that
avatar.
went into that.
Well,
When
you have to pay to be fabulous.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when I first saw that texture, I thought my graphics card was having an error. I was like, what's going on? I've got graphics glitches all over the place.
It's like a mixing texture in Gary's
Yeah.
mod.
Well, these is identical.
Yeah. From the look of chat, crosshair change confirmed in the last cockpit. New crosshairs will cost MC. Changing crosshair colour will not cost anything. I don't know if I'd watched that far through the last cockpit.
Why?
So.
Bastards. Greedy
Guys,
bastards.
we can do that for free with a mumble overlay. You guys know that?
Screw them.
Yeah.
Just screw them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like I say, it's literally a functionality thing of playing the game, like I said, and
And this
It's
brings
not
us
right.
back to the topic of pay to win.
It's
kind
not-
of
It's not pay to win, but
It's not pay to win.
basically
No,
what
it's
we-
not.
what we
I just
have to
wanted
pay
to
for
talk about
everything
your
now.
opinion about pay to win, because Pure, as you said, you made a topic about that. You asked the community what they think,
I can
what's
actually
pay to win
post
is. Yeah, do
It was a
that.
very interesting topic, and it was definitely a while back in August, I believe. I got some interesting replies from people. I'll just grab that now, let people have a quick look.
And that topic is actually kind of back with the Steam forums, because a lot of the people are making threads about it. You guys know about the early access bundles.
yeah.
Also, the G2. The fact that you can only unlock a G2 if you already have a maxed out G1 version of Assault, and you still have to play an insane amount of Falcon credits. Well, it didn't really bother me because I have a ton of it.
Yeah.
And I already own an assault, which I maxed out with my overflow XP, which I still have a ton of.
Yeah, same. See, I did exactly the same. Just maxed out the assault that I'd never used, and then just bought it with Falcon credits.
Still, the thing that you can just buy it anytime without actually grinding with meteor credits, that doesn't make it pay to win because the max still sucks.
Well, that
So, so
that
that's still
and
the pay not
the,
to
the
grind.
thing about it is there's nothing unique about it. Well, apart from the fact that it's dual Vulcans, but it's nothing. It's not like
It's
a.
for the feels.
Well, no, I mean it's. I'm trying to explain. It's an alternate version. It's not a brand new mech, and they haven't put it in this situation. If it's a brand new mech, I see where people are coming from, but it's only an alternation as far as we know.
Yeah.
Therefore, I don't think it deserves the tag pay to win at all.
Yeah, it's in the same kind of area as the Vanguard Cupcake,
Yes.
in that it's a variant. So in that sense, the generation of a mech isn't necessarily a new thing, because the Vanguard Cupcake was the same kind of idea, a variant of the Grenadier. But yeah, so it sits in that same kind of territory. But yeah, they need to be careful with managing those things and in terms of how they
Yes.
work and how
Speaking
competitive
of the
they are.
Cupcake, they actually released the Cupcake Initiative. I mean, the Vanguard Initiative stuff for it.
Yeah.
The Cupcake Initiative.
Cupcake Initiative.
I will support that.
I couldn't actually, because they didn't wanted my money.
Yeah,
Back
I
then,
remember
when
that.
the Vanguard Initiative came out, they couldn't accept Hungarian forint. So that's why I don't have a cupcake.
You're not missing much, but it's nice to have it there.
Because I wasn't a CMEC player, so I thought, well, I guess it'd be nice to have the Vanguard Initiative tag on, though it's not really there. The mech isn't going to be there for me, so I didn't bother.
Yeah.
Oh, hey-ho. Right. One thing I want to bring up at some point, Hughes has stated that this is the Hawking that we are going to be playing for a very long time. They are not going to make any more major changes. What does that say to you guys? Is this a good announcement?
Really now?
Well,
Yes.
instead of some
We'll see.
well, I still have some issues with the air compressor, but everything else it's fine now. I think they should tune it, like minor updates and such, like increase the speed for Xacius, just for him. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But I think the health pools and almost everything is fine as it is now.
He did say that we are going to be getting balancing, but I don't know how deep that goes. Like, I don't know if that can go as far as removing an item because it's broken. I don't know how far he means by balance.
If that
well,
item breaks balance,
Well, yeah, as in
Then,
just,
yeah.
I mean, look at the tuning system. They claimed
you
that
know-
broke the game, so they did that for balance.
Some things still does need not only fixing, but I mean not only balancing, but fixing, like completely. And that statement goes to the internal system, of course.
I remember something else. What about the bundles, guys? You saw the Nemesis bundle on the Steam. They released
Yeah.
something else which is cheaper, but it had some exclusive stuff in it. I think it was an in-game avatar.
Yeah,
the
that's
Prosk,
it.
The Prosk
Not like I care for it, because I don't care what's my in-game avatar. But making something exclusive, well, I don't know.
I'm still of the opinion our avatars should be tied to our phone account avatars.
Yeah.
That would now that there is Steam support, they can do the same with your Steam avatar.
Ah, that's the work. I'd be happy with that. Because I want my avatar on there. I don't want some silly-looking image that's don't like it's
Yeah,
almost
it was
ever been
made
put
in
into
Paint
it.
in 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're not even that good. They're a bit. They're just disappointing.
They released some cute-looking ones, like the cat, which is on Prosk. Not the meow cat you guys have. I mean, belonging with Dragon.
Yeah.
Talking about that orange cat on the green background.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the weird-looking Pokemon type things.
The Pokemons, yeah. Still, I would like to use my own avatar. Heretic made me a really great one, and I would like to use it in game.
Yeah, but
And
it seems
they
like
said
yeah, go on.
they said they don't. I'm not sure they actually said it, but some people speculate that they don't want to use the form avatars, Steam avatars, because that would be hard to monitor, and we will be all suddenly playing against genitalial avatars. But you know, Steam already has a report feature, and even if you tie into your own forums, you have moderators, you have report buttons. You can do something about it.
Yeah. People told this many times already.
But I don't
So
think
it's
they're
just a
gonna
matter
change
of
that
time.
because now a lot of Avatar actually cost meteor credits, so that's on MC dump.
Yeah.
So they won't change it, I guess.
Well, basically, everything costs real money now. I mean, in terms of cosmetics,
Well,
and
if
that
it's
is
just only
something I don't
cosmetics,
like.
I'm kind of happy with it. If it's just cosmetics,
It also goes
the
for the
crosshair is not a
overclock speed.
cosmetic. Mark my words. Crosshair is not cosmetics.
No.
Well, yeah, since we moved to Steam, I think we're just gonna make money out of everything they can.
Well,
That's
you
disappointing.
know, this is a free-to-play game. They should
Yeah.
do that, because otherwise, how could they? I don't know. That's their only choice. They would
Yeah.
like to make money out of the game.
It was
I'm okay with
expected.
that.
I
Yeah,
think.
but still, I would, you know, I would like to see prices to be more fair. I mean, just if you take that pink camo, for example, you know, with the plain color, you have to pay like how many, $5 or $10 for it. I mean, I can buy a game for that
Because
price.
that, and you can do that for free if you just go into the files and delete a couple of stuff. Just saying. If you just manage to get the game to throw a graphical error, yeah, you can have that camera for free. And you can see everybody have it.
I'll remember that. But anyways, some prices are still ridiculous.
Yes, right. Have we got any more subjects? Because I'm kind of out.
Yeah, just ask the guys on the Twitch chat to give us topics to talk about, because
Boobs.
yeah, I finished my Hawken-related books.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I just finished my list as well, so give us something to talk about.
Come on, questions.
Yeah, rest I still have a lot of meter credits. When I saw the Steam cards coming out, I actually tried buying something just to test how can I acquire a card. But if you already had your meter credits tied to your account, it won't give you a card. You have to buy something on Steam now for $9 worth to receive a Hawken card. But you can use the market and buy for it for a few euro cents. And you should do that because you will receive cool looking Hawken backgrounds for your Steam profile. Just like I do.
Okay, I think we have some questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's population on European end? Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly an
Yeah,
improvement.
rising.
It wasn't exactly dead before. It was lacking people, but it was mostly everywhere, to be honest. But hey, it's
Well-
looking good though.
A few months ago it was pretty much dead.
Not quite. There was the odd person.
Nearly dead.
There was a couple of full matches, and that was about it.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah, you'd see about 2
This-
servers, and that'd be it.
This week wasn't really a good one for me. I had really bad days, but still, I played really good matches against people who just came back to play Hawken, like older Lancer guys and vodka people. And a lot of old members are coming back to Hawken, and we have a great influx of new players from Steam.
Yes, but we wouldn't have to have old players coming back if only we got something to, I don't know, bring them into the comp scene. Private servers. I had to drop it at some point. I apologise.
Yeah, well, the
They
thing
will
with
listen to you
private
someday.
servers, is that it's actually hurts the community in a way, like it will alienate people. Like, if you don't have the numbers in the community, you shouldn't just play with yourself. I don't really like the xenophobic attitude of some people out there. I would like to have private servers for events, because dealing with random guys who don't want to comply with the rules we just made up, sometimes it's a pain in the ass. But still, I don't think they should release private servers just now. I
They
want
should have
them.
released them ages ago. You're right, not now. Ages ago. You have
Right.
no idea how many problems we fixed. Oh, there would be so much life.
There are some private servers out there, but they're using it for events like E3
What
and stuff
events?
like that.
Isn't any events?
Yeah.
There's nothing going on.
They were, yeah, in
There
a
will
while.
be.
there-
So
Oh, there will be.
Guys, remember there were some events back then, like PAX and E3 and stuff like that, and Gamescom. That was not the only one. There was actually two events in Europe. One was Gamescom in Germany, and one was played in Hungary, which I attended. But just as a player, I was actually helping them out. That's how I got this cool hat.
is that giant wooden CRT still in that guy's basement?
It's my father's basement now.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, I acquired it back.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to sell it because I have no use for it now, and it's just collecting dust. But it would be a little bit difficult to post it to someone because it weighs like, oh, I don't know. Even the legs have concrete on it, so
Yeah.
it's really hard to move it.
We'll just keep it.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
fooling with it
after-
anytime I visit my parents. I pose
Yeah.
with the weapons.
Who knows, maybe after 15 years it will cost a fortune, so... Just
If
wait
it's
for
still
it.
in one piece. Oh, actually, it's not in one piece because we disassembled it, but still. You can actually play Hoken from it because the screen is actually working screen, and you can put a computer in it. They just used it to show videos of Hoken, like the physics, tech demos, and some gameplay. The
I remember.
outdated Siege tutorial. Yeah, speaking of which, we are not really playing Siege. I mean, the guys here in EMP, but they should update the Siege tutorial because it's completely outdated.
They
It's-
should
it's-
update Siege itself.
Well, they did it quite a few times. The
Yeah.
the video on the official Hoken YouTube channel still has the suicide bomber battleships in it. Like the tutorial says, the battleship should reach the enemy base 3 times. That's no longer the case. They changed that like 2 years ago or something. So
Yeah.
that's not really up to date.
Just what people are talking about in chat, rage quitters. Well, or what we presume are rage quitters, people leaving games and things like that.
Okay, this is something that definitely annoys me, okay? It's certainly a hot topic. Well, I say it's a hot topic.
Yeah, it is.
It's been a hot topic it's been a hot topic in the past of how to deal with rage quitters, and many games have had their ways of dealing with it. Some just have a small XP punishment, and others like to ban you from your accounts for quite a few days. I'll point to you, League of Legends. And this is the bit that annoys me. Not everyone who leaves mid-game is a rage quitter. Some
Yep.
people have lives. You know, they have to attend
That's
their
why I
lives.
don't start to play Hoken when I have something lined up.
Yeah.
So that's the reason
true.
I'm not
That's
playing
true, but
Hoken at work.
sometimes you get caught on the spot. Like, I don't know, you
Like a
someone
phone
calls
call
from
or
downstairs,
something,
and you
yeah.
have to go downstairs. It's just something
I
natural.
don't have downstairs.
I think if it's going to be done, then it has to be done where if you leave so many games, then you should have like a time penalty or something of 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something. Not banned from your entire account like League of Legends done, because I'm sorry, banning you from an account where you've actually put money into the game, no. It just,
Yeah,
no.
that's
wrong. You
a bit
paid for
overdoing it. That's harsh.
Yeah, it's very harsh.
Well, the simple tell
People
is,
still do it.
if a player quits a game and then instantly joins another game, you know straight away that they just left that game just because they were fed up with it.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things is at
That's
the
one
moment,
thing to track.
yeah, the other thing you need to look at is why are they quitting the game, because there's more to it. I mean, some people are just arseholes. That's just fact. But there's going to be a large majority that are quitting because the balance in the game was god awful, because it's just completely weighted on one side, because the matchmaker is a bit funky at the moment. So there are various other aspects that need to be looked at, but I think one of the simplest ways to tell if someone's rage quit is if they instantly join another game. And it's at that point that you note down that actually, yeah, they just quit that one, they've gone to another one. So you note down on their account that they did this. And then, as you say, Pure, once they've racked up a certain amount of times of doing that, you go, right, okay, we need to do something with this player. And at that point, something triggers. Silence.
My opinion about rage quitters, when the issues first, when they first started talking about the issue, I think it was still awful, really early closed beta. I didn't agree with punishing people because of rage quitting, because my game crashed like a lot. It's way better now, but still I have to restart my client like almost 4 times a day because I have that sound bug which makes the game unplayable when the map is reloading and I lose my sound. That's it. Let's talk about another problem. They fixed it actually really quick, and I'm really glad for it. We had an issue with the chat again, just like we had with the friend list. It made the game freeze for like seconds. It was so annoying. First, I restarted the client because I was really impatient, and I thought the game just crashed or something, but it was just the chat disconnecting and connecting, and the game stopped like for 5 seconds. So when we have issues like that, it's not really the case anymore, but still, if you have issues like that, I don't really want to punish people just because they have to restore the client, because otherwise it will be unplayable.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
so
that's
basically we have to fix all the problems first, and then just thinking about dealing with rage quitters.
yeah. I think that's part of what I was saying. Is a case of you need a working game that works properly, it doesn't crash, or they can say if it does crash, it's not Hawken, it's something to do with you as a user. Once you've got to that point where you can say, right, games should be balanced unless you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Matchmaker works as it should. The game doesn't crash. At that point, then you can step in and say, right, now we deal with this. But until that point, you've got many other reasons why people would be quitting.
And even then, it should be it should be just based on time, like an hour or something at most, maybe. And even in that time, you can just quit, go play another game, and come back later. Or just, I don't know, playing co-op. You know, you should just give people other options to just do something, rather than just, oh, your only option is this, and it's like, well, if you lock me out of that, I can't do anything with the game, and I put money into this game. That's not fair.
There's another interesting I thought, because Killer Instinct, obviously on the Xbox One, the way they handle rage quitters is if you do it so many times, you get put into a group sin bin. So basically, all the rage quitters end up playing each other. That's how they manage it. And then once you've got through a certain amount of games where you've actually played through them, completed and played properly, then you get re-entered back into the main pool. So yeah, as Gookie says, it's how Dota's handled as well. So that could be an interesting idea of, right, well, you're being an idiot, you can go play with all the other idiots then until you sort your life out.
Yeah, I agree with
think
that.
Xbox made that change just now.
Yeah, that was
They
pretty
are
recent, yeah.
profiling people based on the behavior, and the matchmaking kind of works like they're gonna put assholes together.
Yeah, but isn't the player base a bit too small for that now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
is.
saying we should do that with Hawken, but there's another example. They just introduced at Valve with the Counter-Strike. They pretty much picked people, or people can volunteer to be some kind of officer, I think, or investigator, and they can watch playbacks of games, and they can determine if someone was really cheating, or someone showed really poor sportsmanship, or his behavior was really out of the line. And because the devs don't have the manpower for it to monitor every game. It works for Counter-Strike, at least I heard, because I'm not playing Counter-Strike.
By the way, speaking of matchmaking, what do you guys think of it? Because I've been facing some really horrible balanced matches.
Like when we played
in the
like
last
3
week.
against D6?
No, not just
That
that,
was
but
that wasn't the matchmaking. That's actually the party system being broken, because we started to play in a party of 3, and the matchmaking put us on a server with 2 new players on it, and I felt really bad for them because they just rage quitted, and I can understand them. I'm sorry for that, guys. So I kind of volunteered for switching teams so I can play against Vidrogen and Deus Ex, and on the next map, even though I left the party, for some strange reason it kept me in the same team as the others, and a new player joined the game, and he was on my team against just Deus Ex. He's so OP. So the matchmaking and the party system is a bit. What? I'm not a Pump Stromberg rookie.
Yeah, basically these two components don't work well with each other.
Any more
Well-
questions, or is that one wrapped? That one wrapped up? Before we move on to another question, take that as a
I guess.
question, please. Oh, I might as well, since we're waiting for a question, might as well say this. After the show, if you don't know already, we're going to take a break, but we will be back on streaming and actually playing some Hawking. You know, we're doing a little bit of an after-show thing. I don't know how long that'll last, but yeah, Fantas will be streaming Hawking, and we should all be playing in theory,
Yeah.
unless someone has to go for whatever reason.
Yeah, so come join us.
Yeah.
Or watch
Yeah.
the stream.
My bit rate probably won't look great, but we'll just be having a chat and having a laugh. So
Yes.
yeah. It's not a question, but it's a statement. Volunteering should not disband the party. I agree with that. So volunteers to switch
I
team.
agree.
It should just be a case of at the next match it just pops you back together, and then if balance is an
Yeah,
issue again,
I
or
still
if it-
lost the yellow star from my teammates' names, but the matchmaking kept putting us together.
yeah.
And volunteering now makes you make a screenshot, since it's the same key for the default key on Steam screenshot.
Yeah.
So every time I volunteered switching a game, I made a screenshot out of it.
Yeah, but they changed the default key to F8, didn't they? But obviously that doesn't apply unless you reset your key bindings.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't done that.
yeah. So yeah, I've changed. I had to change it to F8 manually.
Alright.
Oh, I should be taking
s-
screenshots.
Sustained is okay, Rusty, but sustained combined with flying is OP, kind of.
I think anything combined with flying is OP at the moment. But,
Well, yeah.
We have another question. What's your opinion about reworking existing maps?
okay.
Where, for a fact,
Do
I
it.
know they're working on Bazaar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So they're
confirmed.
gonna put it back to the siege rotation. And yeah, they should definitely do that because
Yeah, they should also do something about the bunker, because that's just a lazy job.
what can we do about that?
Add some walls, maybe? Like a
More
lot?
cover.
Yeah,
Or
Or some
make
ceilings.
yeah, ceiling
to
would
actually
be
make it a
nice.
bunker.
Or just rename it. Instead of bunker, let's call it, I don't know.
Yeah,
Something in the
snowy
middle.
plain.
This snow map. What
This
about
snow-
Uptown?
snow map that
Uptown
no
needs
one
some
likes.
rework as well, I think, because that's the map which has the most choke point problems now that Siege Bazaar is out of the way.
I actually have an idea for it. We basically need to get rid of one wall, the one that, you know, the one that separates the upper level and the bottom level. How do I explain it right?
I'm not really following you. Where is that? At the jump pad or at the library?
Using terms that no one new to the game would recognise.
Well,
kinda
you know, there are three
semi-official
sides,
now.
three sides of the map, two starting points. The one with the bridge and the one on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, on the upper level, there is a, how do I explain it?
Just describe the surroundings.
Well, you know the upper level of the uptown, the one with the choke point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean the bridge. At the bridges.
Well, yeah,
You drop down to the bridge from it.
There's also another bridge behind you. Yeah. I think the Russians call that the cool place or something like that.
I have no idea really because
By Russians, I meant
basically
North
the
Korea.
idea is to get rid of one wall, but would make the whole flanking thing easy.
Which wall? I'm still not following you.
I was going to
Should
say,
make
I
a-
haven't been following this conversation at all. Is anyone out there following?
I think you should
Yeah.
make a thread about it with pictures.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
made
I need
it a
pictures.
long time ago. I even made some pictures, made some
Yeah.
poorly drawn maps,
Yeah.
you know, with changes.
I guess the idea would be to make it more open
Well,
and get rid of
Headstone
the
walls is
choke points.
not always the solution. Revolve. Sometimes you have
But in
takeout
case
walls,
of
like Swan said.
Uptown, it would work.
Yeah, walls are OP. Everybody knows that. Most of the time, walls are responsible because when I die, because I get stuck on them.
So
Those are
basically,
OP.
the wall between the breach and the upper level.
Yeah.
But the one breach that, you know, the breach
Okay, I understand you now.
on the starting point. Well, I hope. Never mind.
Yeah, I think I know
Let's
what you're
just
talking
move on.
about. But yeah.
I think
it's hard to describe stuff.
I
if
hope they're
you
gonna
don't have the
release
proper
the
names.
wall destruction physics really soon because walls are so OP. I want to smash them.
Yeah, and there goes the FPS once again.
Yeah.
Really, I haven't heard anything about that project since a while.
No.
Yes.
It was just to show off NVIDIA's new tech. That's pretty much all
Yeah, it was a demo really, wasn't it? So tech demo.
Yeah, I didn't really understood the fact that it's tied to NVIDIA because I have seen other games doing that, like Red Faction way back before the year 200.
Yeah.
I mean 2000. So, but it looked awesome.
Think-
Cover is really important in Hoken, but it was just so satisfying to watch someone just blasting through a wall or C
Never mind
class.
blasting through a wall, just smashing through the wall. Just off the floor, even. Yeah, wall will work. You can smash through the wall as well, I believe. But just
Other really
going
fun
through
stuff was stomping
awesome.
the floor between below you and just falling level down.
Yeah.
That looked awesome.
I want to see that map though, the actual map they used. I haven't seen that one before, I don't think.
That was made for the tech demo, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
I would,
Carter. I know.
we did have some other questions if we're going to move on to another one. Right, how should they handle games with veterans trying to recruit their friends? Currently, you can't play due to the fitness range, so it's co-op play only. Well, I'm of the opinion they should set up a mode which is pretty much identical to the bots versus bots, team deathmatch versus bots, but they expand it to more players and simply allow your friends to join. I think that's really a good way of doing it.
Sorry, I'm not following you.
You know,
Can you
you can
explain?
do the bot training,
Yeah?
team deathmatch against bots.
Yes?
They can expand that and let players join.
So you want to play with other people against bots, but not like the
Well,
co-op
yeah, 'cause-
version against drones. You
Yeah,
want
did
to
you
play
hear the
against
question?
action.
It is real.
Well, I kinda hate killing bots. That's why I'm not really a big fan of the co-op.
Yeah, I know,
game.
but it's there for noobs, is what I'm saying. The question was, how should they handle games with veterans trying to recruit their friends? Currently, you can't play due to fitness range. So, and co-op is the only option if you want to play with a friend. So what I'm
Rusty, I
saying
think
is,
that's because of lag,
Yeah.
the hit registration issue. Even if
Yeah.
I have a really great ping, like usually I'm around 60 or 80, I still have direct toe hits that don't register, or I shoot myself in the face because it's keep pushing me back behind cover.
It's basically Amazon shitty servers.
Yeah, been saying that for a
What
while,
else
haven't
could
we?
that be?
But they changed the hitboxes. They are smaller now because I remember playing the sharpshooter and when a C class was hiding I still could just shoot really high above it, and it still counted as a shot. And every hitbox is way smaller now, especially the C class.
Yeah.
It's actually a good thing because the hitboxes are very like the size of a smaller moon.
Well, that explains why my Vulcan does nothing against A classes now.
That and your ping.
Yeah.
And do we have another question? Hope we do. I'm just going back.
We had plenty.
Did we? I must have missed them.
Someone asked about how do we feel about the nerf to the slug rifle.
It was a really slight nerf. It's
Yeah,
still really viable.
Yeah, but snipers are still annoying, as usual.
As brothers, all about that.
Yes. So, but we've said before, is that necessarily a weapon issue more, or is it a map issue? Because I mean, we're talking about bunker a little bit. It's a case
map
of that
balance sucks.
map is just horrid for Hellfires and hit scan snipers. Yeah.
I was surprised actually when I managed to win with a scout on that, and it was a team deathmatch, not a missile assault, where I have the advantage of being quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a slight difference from deathmatch because there's less focus of A group on A group. It's all for them, everyone for themselves, and so you've got more chances to get in and out, and there's going to be less direct focus on you from a group of people.
As Fake Name said, on that map, there is no such thing as being out of the fight because the fight is like everywhere on that map
Yeah,
because it's so small.
and that's, I don't know, that's kind of a positive side because, well, fight is going on all
Sharpshooter
the
is not
time.
worthless now, Rusty.
Yeah, totally not.
I still really enjoy not killing, but just almost killing an A class with a power shot combo. And pointing at it so somebody can just finish it off. Question about Hellfires. Should Hellfires require you to remain on target after the lock-on to reduce spamming? Well, I remember this question being asked before.
Yeah.
I'm not really a Hellfire user. Well, it seems like a good idea to me.
Yeah, I mean, there needs to be some relevance to you staying on target rather than just click,
Stay on
wait,
target.
spam.
But you know, guys, with the expansion of these maps like Last Eco and the new bunker, most of the time Hellfire is like kinda, I won't say hard to use, but still like maps with a lot of cover. It would make things really difficult.
Yeah, we
Like
don't
staying
really
on
do
target.
much.
Because most of the time you just see an A class like just for a fraction of a second, just zipping between the two cover. You couldn't really get a lock on it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I say, it comes back to being a map issue, doesn't it? Whereas bunker,
Yeah, it's
bunker
more like
doesn't
a-
have the right kind of cover, is the problem.
Once again.
So, but yeah, I think Hellfires as a weapon are okay as they are, and I think really we need to see them in maps that are designed quite in the right way, and then see how they are.
Doesn't really bother me. Only on maps when everybody's using it more. It's more like abusing it because on Last Eco and Bunker, teams are usually loaded with Hellfire max and max with slug rifles.
Yeah.
Another question about the Predator Breacher. Should the Pred Breacher spike shot should be
User
damage
disconnected from your
increased?
channel.
Don't know if they fixed that bug, but I think that's had some issues with it, where sometimes you deal double damage. Well, it's still really viable because you can shoot through a lot of things, like shields, your teammates.
What?
You can shoot through mats. You didn't know that?
And that's
No,
It
I
can penetrate.
didn't.
It can penetrate. I think
Sorry,
3
sorry.
mats.
I come from the world of physics and logic.
Oh, this
I
kind
know
of
first
is.
They wanted to make
the-
it able to shoot through walls with that ability.
yeah.
Just like Red Faction again, it had a railgun which could make that. I really enjoy playing with that, but it was so cheap. Being able to see your enemies through the walls and just shooting someone, didn't even know what hit them.
Right, well, it's getting late, and if you want
It
to do a
is.
bit more after this,
So we need to be playing.
so should we call it a night there,
Yeah,
and then
let's-
we'll come back
yeah.
in a little bit.
I think we shall.
Let's
Last
launch Hawken.
few announcements that we probably need to make, if there are any. Any? No announcements?
Well, Fight Club next week.
Okay. Alright, thanks for joining us. Subscribe to the channel, spread the word about our shows, get the viewers up. I've seen about 41 viewers, I think, top, probably more, I hope, which is good. It's increasing. If you want to guest on the show at some point, throw any of us a message. Not very long, obviously, because he'll just redirect it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and send me some energy drinks, please.
Yeah, so
Take
it's
this.
a nasty time in the morning for Vulong, so
Yeah,
Alright.
5 a.m. here.
ouch. Right, okay.
Right, so are we going to disappear for about 10 minutes and then come back, or are we just going straight onto the game?
If we give it about quarter of an hour, because that'll get to half past the hour. Gives us the time to get a drink and stuff, and then yeah, we'll be back on, play some games, have a chat.
Yep. Yes.
So,
So stick around for that.
alright. Okay, see you all in a bit.
Bye, guys.
Play the song.
See ya.
请我们的丽景来帮我们演奏一段。这一段，小朋友，你们两个开始先举手。如果猜对这个曲子的，我送一块 CD 给你。你知道就举手，看是什么曲子哦。不是这一首。